Do you feel like you're dying in your business, gasping for freedom, shackled down by tasks you don't want to do? Almost like this guy. Oh my goodness.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, I'm going to introduce you to a gentleman who stands for freedom. He stands for your liberty. At the young age of only 19 years old, he dropped out of college. Yes, that's right. He dropped out of college because he had a vision. And that vision has become reality. That vision was to create a company that was virtual, that was made of people that could live their lives doing what they wanted, being happy, so that he could create his life doing what he wanted, being happy. So now, at the young age of 21 years old, I met this guy at a Yannick Silver festival, or not a festival, it was a seminar. I'm doing my best to do this intro with these Team America song playing in the background, so bear with me. What you're gonna learn from this guy is how to create a life where you get rich, having others do what you don't want to do, while they do happily what you don't want to. That was the weirdest intro I've ever done. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce you to Chris McCann. Chris, come on in. Alright, dude, this is gonna be the dumbest intro I've ever done. But thank you for putting up with me. Chris is actually a really serious, kind of like very operationally minded guy. So thanks, Chris.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Sure thing, man.
Right here.
So let's get this thing kicked off here. Let's let everybody know who's put up with us this far, what this is all about. You're going to be speaking at the Internet Marketing Party, and you're going to teach everybody at the party how to get rich, getting others to happily do what you don't want to do, right?
Exactly. Like you said, I am a man of freedom. I was born here in the U.S. I have a pet, actually. It's an eagle. And so I like freedom. And as entrepreneurs, if we don't have freedom in our business, then we just start creating our own jobs. So what I'd like to do today during this interview and on my time during the IMP is to help you have more freedom in your business so that you can have a better life.
Did you just say you have a pet eagle?
We'll just leave it at that right now. But yes, love freedom.
All right. Can you bring your pet eagle to the party?
Potentially. That's the mastermind afterwards.
Okay, all right. So here, let me give people a little bit of a backstory. Chris and I met at Yannick Silver's underground event back in March, and we were talking
Which, by the way, was in the spirit of the Internet Marketing Party. I believe, well, we met before, but we started like really hitting it off around like 4 a.m. in the lobby when everyone had quite a few drinks, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. And we started talking about the Internet Marketing Party, and when you showed me some of your infographics that your company had designed, I was really impressed. And I asked you if you would be interested in redoing the Internet Marketing Party site. And I figured it was one of those conversations that we'd never think back at. And 2 or 3 days later, you actually followed up on it. And we're going to be unveiling the new updated Internet Marketing Party site, which everyone on the team is really thrilled about. Not only that, but you were so patient with us because all 3 of the partners in the party have other full-time businesses. Internet Marketing Party is really more of a passion project for us. And so we've been like probably the least responsive clients you've ever worked with. And I kept thinking you were going to get frustrated and upset. But the whole time you were just an absolute, total gem to work with. You had the patience of a sloth, but just like that doesn't sound right? Because, but you had the diligence and the focus and the discipline of a Marine. Fuck yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, so at 21 years old, during the time we were doing the Internet Marketing Party site, I thought for sure you were going to drop the ball when you told me you were going to be taking a month-long vacation to Fiji and Hawaii and then Costa Rica, just traveling the world. And don't worry, your team had it all under control. And I was like, yeah, right. Well, dude, your team had it even better under control than you did. They were asking, I hope you take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
But I've been interviewing you prior to this interview. You've hit six figures within the first 12 months of running your business, growing steadily. You've got 12 full-time members, all virtual, and this is all with your company, Outlier Marketing and Design. And I just want to say, we've never had a speaker on our stage that came as a result of being someone who we had hired to do some business for us. So this is a really, Jonathan Herbert had the great idea, like, dude, what better way to show appreciation for the great work you've done for us than to ask if you wanted to speak on the stage? And then I was like, well, what's he going to talk about? Usually the guys we have on our stage are like, Frank Kern and these
Right.
big names. And he's like, together we all came up with the idea. Well, he'll be speaking in July, which is the month of independence, which is freedom.
Freedom.
So how is it that you're going to teach the people watching today about freedom?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you mentioned, I went to Fiji and went to Hawaii, and I had my team, follow up with David and continue that project. So, I mean, I was totally off the grid, but things still got done. So, I have a question for you listening to this at home. Did you do things today that you didn't like to do?
Should they nod their head yes?
Even though you're in the land of freedom and you have your own business, what happens is entrepreneurs start getting pulled down. And it's almost like a little communism is coming into your business and not giving you the freedom that you deserve. So what we want to do today is focus on how you can get other people to happily do what you don't want to do.
Nice.
So you have more freedom in your business.
Nice. What are you going to talk about at the actual party?
So building systems and leveraging people so that you can do what I did. And I'm just getting started with my systems and my people. I mean, we've been doing it for a number of years, like you said, David, but we're going to keep building. But what it allowed me to do was travel and be mobile and go to different countries and locations and still have a functioning unit. And that was all because of the right systems and the right people. So
Awesome.
I want to show other entrepreneurs how to do that as well.
Awesome. Very cool. So you're going to unveil even more at the party.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I could go on for days on this.
Okay, good stuff. Cool. And so we'll probably do it with a couple of shots of tequila.
Yeah, I know, right?
All
I'm
right.
down. Okay, so I think it all starts with your vision. So you right now as a business owner, and I'm talking to you right now as listening, regardless of where you are in your business, where you're dominating the world or you're just getting started, it's important to have a vision of what you want to do. So do you want to have that typical internet, that stereotypical internet lifestyle where you're on the beach and you're sipping a margarita and you're making this money? Well, that's kind of like how we all start coming into the business. That's at least how I did. But what we don't see often is that's all a result of systems, of leveraging people in a good way so that allows you as the owner, the CEO, whatever it might be, to have that freedom.
Yeah, that's a good place. I mean, I think it's going to be a matter of having folks really notice that this is a topic that might not be as sexy as like how do you get to the top of Google or how do you get tons of leads, but maybe some of the things that are stopping people from doing the results that some of the sexier headlines that we've had are things that they don't want to do, right? Like I don't want to write articles. I don't want to, write blog posts, but you can outsource almost all the stuff that gets the result that most of the other speakers have as sexy headlines, right?
Right. So let's ask a question here. Like, let's take an example right now. What was the last thing that you really did not want to do in your business? Like whether it was writing a proposal or calling someone or creating a certain type of whatever it is, service in your business, and you were dreading it, and you're like, you knew you had to do it, maybe you had your to-do list, and you look at it, didn't get to it today, the next day, and you got that sinking feeling. Pretty soon, more time has passed, and you're like, oh my God, I just got to get it done until pretty soon it snaps, and you're up at like 3 o'clock in the morning finally getting that done. Now, the question is, what would happen if you had someone else to do that maybe loved to do that type of thing? We're all different. How much faster would your business move? How much more profitable would your business move if you didn't have those roadblocks? Because what it's like driving your vehicle You can have all we can have all the pedal on gas. We can have our foot straight down. But if we have blockages in our business where we're stepping on the brake as well, we're not going to go anywhere. We might jump forward a little bit or slowly creep, and that's exactly what happens in people's business. So what we want to focus on here is how to take the brake off and keep the gas going. So let's start off with this. What are things right now in your business that you don't like to do? Now, there might be people who are saying, oh, I don't want to do this extras. I don't want to make a list of this. I'm busy. Well, if you don't have time to make this list is for you. That means that you're not outsourcing enough. So for the people that want to have that lifestyle freedom, this is very important. So follow me here because we're probably going to move really quick. So first things, what are the things you don't like to do? Scheduling calls. I know one thing that used to bug me so much was meeting with people. Hey, what time do you have? You know, what time do you have available? Let me check my calendar, blah, blah, blah. Let's see when you have it. And God forbid if you're coordinating 3 or more people, that's another thing that's eating away your time. Is that profitable time? Not necessarily, because that can be outsourced. Now, whether it's a system or a person that schedules your times, that's one thing. So let's take a look at things that you don't like to do, areas where you're just like, it doesn't give you that good feeling inside. So that's what we want to start, is being conscious of all the things that we don't want to do. And you might, depending on who's listening to this, you might realize like, wow, there's a lot of things I don't like to do in my business. Well, that's good, because the old way of thinking is that, there's a lot to do in my business. Now, the new way to think, the freedom way to think, actually, let's call it this. This is eagle eyesight now, because where you used to see trouble and angst, now with your eagle vision, freedom, you see opportunities to create systems and have people do that for you.
Nice.
I want fireworks here. That's what I envisioned in my mind. So that's what I want to look at, and now see, okay, is this, and be conscious when you're going through your business. Is this something I don't like to do? Well, how can I get software to do this, and how can I get someone else to do this, or someone else to do it? Okay, we're going to move on, and I'll give you more systems on how to do this later. So then we want to take a look at, well, what am I unique in my business? What are the things that I like to do? What are the things that I'm naturally good at? And how do I coordinate my business so that I'm only doing those? And trust me, we can. So that's the first thing, because a lot of people will try and outsource. Like, everyone and their grandma is told that you should outsource, right? But very few people do it in the correct way. And that's because without this foundation, without knowing what you want to be done, you can't get it done. So there's 3 reasons why people don't outsource effectively. And this is a this is freedom killers. Let's put it that way. 3 freedom killers. So we remember back in the day in the Cold War, when it was like capitalism versus communism? These 3 ones are like the communist infiltrators. Like the 3 comrades. They were infiltrating to take away your freedom.
Right. So, special KGB agents.
Yes, yes. And they love vodka. For some reason, they just love vodka.
There will be no vodka at this party.
All American beer.
Yeah, they're only gonna have Budweiser.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 things why people don't outsource. They themselves are not clear on what they want to be done. We went over that. There's a lack of structure and process. So what we want to do is we want to create the scenario. So this is what I want done, and you want to reverse engineer it from there. And from there comes the other freedom killer, which is the lack of confidence and trust. So once you have the system, you can have the trust and the confidence that people are going to go through it. So what we want to focus on is 2 things: systems and personnel, automated systems and systems that you create. So everything that we do is on Google Docs, and when we have a new intern or a new graphic designer or a new programmer, there's a specific onboarding process of information they get at certain days. So it's very important to lay that out, and what happened one time is we dumped it all on someone, and we learned very quick that you got to space it out. So let's take an activity right now. What is something that you at home want taken care of right now? It might be your scheduling, might be a certain task, whatever it might be. So now that we have it's called being the innovator model, is you take the outcome and then you reverse engineer it. So the first thing is to write down exactly all of the little steps, just like if you're explaining this to a 5th grader, all of the little steps that it takes to get that done. And trust me, this is awesome because you only do it once and it's there forever. Like you'll take this 10 minutes out of your day and it'll be there forever. And you can tweak on it. And from now on, you've got a system on how to get that done. You put that in Google Docs, you label it as whatever it is, and maybe as you grow on, you have folders so that every time that you bring someone into your business, whether it's an intern or a new employee or whatever it is, they go right through the process and know exactly step by step. And you can even add screenshots. What we utilize is Jing. Jing's awesome. So we have some training videos with that. Yeah, not being clear on what you want done. So like, oh, I need an assistant to get all this stuff done. Okay, well, what are the exact tasks? That's the thing, being systematic with this. And the lack of structure and process. So now that I want you to get this done, what are all the steps? Meaning we don't want any open loops. We want everything clean, complete information, so that a person can go through and know exactly all what they need to do. Because if it's not a good process, then you as the owner are going to have to go in and put out fires. And then the last one is lack of confidence and trust, which is, hey, I want my emails, I only want to see the emails that require my attention per day. But I'm not sure if I'm confident or trusting of someone having that type of control in my business. Well, that comes from having the right systems. And then, because there's two things, like we said, systems and personnel. So number one, having the systems, and then growing the personnel so that you can have that trust with them. And with those, they're kind of like two pillars. Without the right people, the systems won't work. But without the right systems, the right people won't work either. Now, here's the good part of this, is that I've done this for many facets of my business. And we cover a lot of items. So if I've done it, more than likely, it'll work for you as well. So the cool thing here is that, and I'm going to share more of them at the actual IMP. I'm going to show you all of the systems we use. And again, we have 12 people at this point, all full-time, all working virtually. So there's no office. You can imagine that we've got to have tight systems, otherwise things fall apart. So the cool thing is at the IMP, I'll show you exactly what those systems are. And I've done way due diligence. I've compared and contrasted and tried them all out, and I've found the exact one that's the best.
Cool, man. What any parting thoughts before we wrap up for the evening and get people excited about coming to the party on? Thursday, July the 18th.
Right. So with this, it's just the tip of the iceberg, and my whole goal, like a heat-seeking missile at the IMP, is to help you create the systems and push you to create the systems that will allow the right people to come to your business so that you can have more freedom with your business, make more money while having more freedom in your business.
Would it be safe to say that there's probably one or two, it's been my experience like within fitness or within any sort of like big major life change, that the most successful people are the ones that find some simple way to get started that kind of tricks them into the flow. Are there like two or three, don't share them now, but are there two or three different ubiquitous business processes that most every business owner hates to do and is fairly easy to set up, and if you gave them that little taste of it, they'd be hooked for more?
Absolutely.
All right.
100%.
So can we make it a point to at the party give those three with like step-by-step pre-done processes so they can
I can do that. Everyone who attends the party gets access to those three, and then actually gets my style system on how to set that up. And which my style is, it's all laid out very nicely and pictures and everything.
So it'll be a good template for how to do others, even if your system isn't what they're looking to do, right? It's like, this is the level of detail.
Exactly. Yep.
I found it's a lot easier to edit than to create. So very cool. And just to be clear, Chris doesn't have like a course on outsourcing, or he's not trying to pitch you or sell you on an outsourcing program that he has or anything. This is something that came about completely organically because he did such a great job with building out the new and improved Internet Marketing Party site that we were impressed at how he was able to do it. Decided we wanted to feature him somehow on our stage, and together we realized the month of July is the month of freedom and Team America. Well, good stuff, man. Here, I'm gonna stop recording. Everybody, we'll see you at the Internet Marketing Party with Chris McCann, 21-year-old, just amazing rock star marketer who's building a marketing company. with on the backs of people who are happy to be paid very well to do what they love to do so that he gets to do what he loves to do and doesn't ever have to yell this.
Oh my goodness.
So we'll see you on Thursday, July the 18th in Austin, Texas at the Internet Marketing Party.